Mom, Dad, we need to talk about your future.
Our future?
Yeah, I heard you and Dad talking about it last night.
Honey, what are we going to do about retirement?
What do you mean?
I mean, how are we going to do the things we want to do and keep the house once we're not working anymore?
Well, I was talking to the Richardsons the other day. We can always do what they did. Make sure Chris gets into medical school.
What, and have him take care of us?
Well, I got a better idea.
How about law school?
Mom, Dad, I should tell you right now that there's no way I'm going to be a lawyer or a doctor. I want to major in theater.
Theater, huh? Well, I hear De Niro made $6 million in his last film.
Okay, but let's get serious here. Planning for your retirement isn't that hard. In fact, I just did some research. Let me give you a little lesson. This chart represents how you pay for things when you're working and when you're retired. So I looked around the house and found 3 objects that represent 3 areas of your life, okay? So like you have the things that you need to pay for, like bills for groceries, the house, the car, represented here by one of my old toy cars, okay? Then you have the things that you want, like those vacations we took to Florida, California, Minnesota.
Oh, remember, dear, that's where we saw the world's largest ball of twine and the Spam Museum.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, that's represented with Mom's travel spoon collection. Then you have the stuff that you need just in case, like health insurance and medical coverage. And that's this box of Band-Aids here. Got it?
Yeah.
Good. So how do you pay for the things you need right now?
Well, that's your father's paycheck.
Right. And what about those vacations?
Well, we used your mother's year-end bonus.
Very good. Now what about the things you can't plan for, like healthcare costs or emergencies?
Well, work gives us health insurance.
Great. But taking care of this area is more than just that. It's about protecting the nest egg from expenses you might not anticipate. But wait, you guys are retiring soon, so now these aren't going to be there. So how are you going to cover these expenses?
Well, son, that's where we figured you'd come in.
Not likely. You already have some things in place, though, to cover these, like your needs. You've already started investing, and you have your pension. Other things that can help with your needs are Social Security, personal retirement savings, and it's not like your life ends here. You guys can always keep working.
Well, what about the wants? I don't want to have to tighten up the belt so much we can't travel.
I still have to get spoons from 11 more states.
Well, for the wants, you'd want to keep a portion of your retirement savings invested for potential growth. That way you can offset inflation and protect your accumulated savings.
And now that you're not going to med school, we'll have that money.
Theater degrees aren't free either, Dad. But moving on. Let's say you run into some serious health problems. What's going to help protect you from depleting that nest egg?
Well, there's Medicare, right?
Right. Medicare. But there's also long-term care insurance and Medigap supplemental insurance for those expenses. Look, you guys have already started on most of this stuff.
You know, Chris, this has been a real eye-opener for us. Say, maybe you should go into finance.
I hear you can make a nice living doing that.
Mom, I'm still going into acting.